In an era where open-world RPGs often blend fantasy and historical fiction, Kingdom Come: Deliverance II takes a different approach, an uncompromising dive into medieval realism. The first game, while ambitious, had its share of rough edges, but the sequel refines and expands upon nearly every aspect. From combat to storytelling to sheer immersion, Warhorse Studios has delivered a game that feels like stepping into 15th century Bohemia itself. So, let's take a deep dive into what makes Kingdom Come: Deliverance II a worthy successor and where it stands in today's RPG landscape. At its heart, Kingdom Come: Deliverance II is a simulation of medieval life wrapped in an open-world RPG. You play as Henry, a blacksmith's son thrust into the turmoil of war and noble conflicts. But unlike traditional RPGs, this game doesn't hold your hand. Instead of legendary heroes and magical quests, you'll be managing hunger, fatigue, and even personal hygiene, because a noble won't take kindly to a filthy peasant asking for favors. This time around, Warhorse Studios has improved many of the daily life mechanics. Eating the right foods at the right time matters, and ingredients in your inventory spoil realistically. Sleep deprivation affects Henry's reflexes in combat, making it harder to time attacks and blocks. And clothing? Wear the wrong attire to an important diplomatic meeting and you might be turned away at the door. The game world itself is incredibly reactive. If you get caught stealing, your reputation takes a hit. If you start a fight in a tavern and injure someone, their friends might remember you later. NPCs go about their own schedules, and merchants now have more varied stock depending on trade routes and recent conflicts. Unlike many RPGs that focus on world-ending threats, Kingdom Come: Deliverance II keeps things grounded. The story picks up from where the first game left off, continuing Henry's journey from a simple blacksmith's son to someone entangled in the complex politics of Bohemia. This time, the narrative leans even more into historical authenticity, featuring real historical figures and events woven into the plot. The writing has seen noticeable improvements. Dialogue is sharper, characters are more fleshed out, and decisions carry real weight. Do you align yourself with nobility, using diplomacy to secure your place, or do you carve your path with brute force, making enemies along the way? The choices feel more meaningful than ever before. Speaking of choices, dialogue in Kingdom Come: Deliverance II is one of the game's strongest elements. This speech system has been refined with deeper consequences for how you interact with others. Persuasion isn't just about picking the right option. It's about who you are in the world. If you try to intimidate a bandit while dressed in royal garments, he might not take you seriously. If you have a high charisma and a reputation for honesty, convincing nobles is much easier. Your past actions matter too. Did you help a merchant defend his caravan earlier? If so, he might offer you better prices later. Did you abandon a soldier in battle? Word gets around, and you might find yourself unwelcome in certain circles. This dynamic storytelling makes every conversation feel like it has real stakes. Now, let's talk about combat, the aspect that made the first game both beloved and infamous. The original Kingdom Come had a steep learning curve, requiring precision in blocking, countering, and attacking from different angles. The sequel refines this system, making it smoother but no less challenging. Swordplay is still a calculated dance, where flailing around wildly will get you punished. Mastering feints, parries, and stamina management is key. Armor matters more than ever. Heavy plate can shrug off weaker strikes, while lighter armor offers speed but leaves you vulnerable. Range combat has also seen improvements. Bows are now more responsive, and arrow physics feel more natural, making long-distance shots rewarding when they land. And for those who prefer to avoid direct conflict, stealth mechanics have been expanded, allowing for more sneaky approaches in both combat and questing. Unlike traditional RPGs where you dump skill points into abilities, Kingdom Come: Deliverance II retains its learn by doing system. Want to get better at sword fighting? You'll need to practice with a trainer. Or survive real battles. Want to become a master alchemist? Prepare to spend time experimenting with herbs and potions. Everything you do has an impact on Henry's growth. If you sprint everywhere, your stamina improves. If you ride your horse frequently, you become a better rider. Even drinking too much alcohol has consequences, with Henry potentially developing a high tolerance, or a drinking problem. This progression system adds an organic sense of growth, making every small improvement feel earned rather than simply awarded. Visually, Kingdom Come: Deliverance II is a massive step up. Warhorse Studios has pushed the Cry engine to its limits, delivering some of the most detailed medieval environments ever seen in a game. The lighting is particularly impressive, with sunrises casting long shadows over misty fields and torchlit interiors feeling warm yet claustrophobic. Character models have also improved significantly, with better facial animations and more lifelike expressions. The world feels alive, villages bustle with activity, forests feel dense and untouched, and battlefields are chaotic and grim. So, is Kingdom Come Deliverance II worth your time? Absolutely, if you're looking for an RPG that values realism, deep storytelling, and meaningful player choices. It's not for everyone. The game demands patience, and the combat can be punishing. But for those willing to immerse themselves, it offers one of the most rewarding medieval experiences ever crafted. Warhorse Studios has taken everything that made the first game great and refined it into something truly special. If you love history, strategy, and RPGs that challenge you, this is a must-play. And that about does it for this review. Let me know in the comment section if you're excited to play Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Until the next time, bye!